My father found $30,000 under my mattress. I spent it on your sister's honeymoon. Then my grandfather walked in and said, "My son, where is the money I gave you to keep safe?" My dad looked at me pale, and chaos erupted. I'm 29 and the family breadwinner. My delivery driver salary pays for everything, while my parents claim they're too old to work. And my 25-year-old sister, Christina, has never held a job. When Christina announced her engagement, my parents' eyes locked onto me like I was an ATM. "We need $20,000 for the wedding," she said. "Surely you can help your sister, right?" I don't have that money. Every peso goes to bills. But they called me selfish, jealous, ungrateful. Dad took out a $10,000 loan from his friend Miguel, expecting me to figure out repayment later. What I didn't know was that Miguel had been pressuring Dad for months about other debts. Dad was desperate. The night before the wedding, my grandfather pulled me aside. "I need you to keep this safe," he whispered, handing me an envelope. $30,000 for my house mortgage payment. The bank gave me until Monday, or they foreclose. I trust only you. But here's what shocked me. Dad was watching from the kitchen doorway. I saw him duck back when I looked over. He'd seen the money exchange. I hid it under my mattress, not realizing I was being observed. The wedding went perfectly. Christina glowed in her white dress, but during the reception, she announced they still needed honeymoon money. Dad cornered me again. "Don't make me look bad. Help with the honeymoon." "I already told you I don't have money," I said. That's when Christina pulled me aside, tears in her eyes. "Giovanni, I know you have savings. Diego's family is loaded. They're judging us. His dad already called us poor relatives. Please, I'm begging you." I felt terrible seeing her cry, but I couldn't betray grandfather's trust. Dad left early, claiming exhaustion, but I saw him whisper something to Christina first. She nodded and smiled through her tears. An hour later, Christina approached the microphone. "I have an announcement," she said, voice trembling. "My brother Giovanni has generously decided to cover our entire honeymoon as his wedding gift." The crowd erupted in applause. Diego's wealthy family looked impressed. Everyone stared at me expectantly. I stood there frozen, trapped. If I denied it publicly, I'd humiliate Christina in front of everyone, including Diego's judgmental family. The next morning, I checked under my mattress. The envelope was gone. I found Dad drinking coffee like nothing happened. "Did you take the money I had hidden?" He laughed nervously. "You're so selfish, Giovanni. Your sister needed money, and you wouldn't help. I spent that money on Christina's honeymoon and paid back my loan." "Dad, that money wasn't mine. Stop pretending." He cut me off. That's when the door opened. My grandfather walked in, ready to say goodbye before heading home. "My son," he said to me, "where's the money I gave you to keep safe? I need to take it with me." Dad's face went white. "Give me back the $30,000, grandfather insisted. I couldn't lie. "Dad spent it." "What?" grandfather roared. "Roberto, what did you do?" "Dad, I didn't know it was yours. I thought it was Giovanni's savings. That money was for my mortgage payment. Without it, your mother and I will be homeless." Christina bounced in, oblivious. "Dad, thanks for the honeymoon money. I've already booked everything." Grandfather heard it all. His face turned red with rage. "You have 3 days to get that money back, Roberto. I don't care if you're my son. If you don't, I'm suing you." He left with my grandmother, slamming the door. Dad collapsed, crying. But instead of taking responsibility, he screamed at me. "This is your fault. Why didn't you tell me that money belonged to my father?" "My fault," I shot back. "You went through my things like a thief. You stole $30,000 that didn't belong to you." He stood up, raising his hand to hit me. "Don't touch me," I said firmly. "I'm done. Done with you, Mom, Christina. Done being the only one carrying this family while you treat me like garbage." I packed my backpack and walked out. A month later, Dad couldn't repay the $30,000. The bank foreclosed on my grandparents' house. Grandfather kept his word and sued Dad for theft. Dad ended up in jail. Mom moved in with Christina and Diego. Christina went on her honeymoon like nothing happened. My grandparents are staying with me now in my small apartment. They thank me every day. For the first time in my life, I feel free.